ordinances and laws. So there were laws that was against you the day you came out of the matrix. The day you came out of your mother's womb, you had laws already against you because of Adam. All right, Shabbat Shalom. So there were some things that were against you, and we're going to learn some of the things that was against us, because we're going to deal with judgmental law. And it says he took those things and he nailed them to the stake. But see, those of us that come out of the church and the Pauline doctrine, we teach that he nailed everything to the stake, and we can do any and everything. And I always ask myself, that's got to be a real strong cross for all this mess to be hanging on it and still to be hanging up. Now, what he nailed to the stake were judgmental laws that were against you. All right, we had a question, sister?
Yes, Sister Statement. I just want to stand and see if this is correct. I always read Romans 2, 28 and 29. Well, here's not, I guess you would say Hebrew, which is one
Israel
outwardly.
Only.
Israel, which is one outwardly, neither that circumcision outward in the flesh, but he is the Israelite, which is one inwardly, and circumcision that is from the heart and in the spirit, and not from the letter, whose praise is not of men but of Yah. Is that the same?
It's similar. It's similar. It's in the ballpark. But a lot of people like to use that and say that there's no longer a physical Israel. So you Israel by the heart, and they take that out of context. And what he's simply saying is that it don't matter whether you DNA Israel or not. If your heart is not circumcised, you're going to the lake of fire. And if you're going to the lake of fire, you separated from Yah. So although you Israel, you ain't even Israel. So, a lot of people take that out of context, but that's a real good point. I deal with that, in the near future for you to go more in detail, but that'll take a minute to explain in its totality. All right, verse 14, we had Colossians 2 and 14.
14. Having wiped out the handwriting of requirements that was against us, which was contrary to us, and he has taken it out of the way,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Having nailed it to the stake.
So the Messiah nailed some ordinances that was against us to the stake. Because there were some things that the Father had against us, he nailed them to the stake. And one of the reasons why is because of the position we are in. We couldn't even do those, no way, even if we really desired to do them. We couldn't even do them no how. So we would be doomed on top of being doomed. How would we ever please the Father and be obedient with all of these ordinances, that's against us? So Yehoshua nailed judgmental laws onto the stake, on the tree. So when he died, he took judgmental law. And we're going to deal with judging today. Can you judge somebody? What is the meaning of judge? People always say all the time, when they in all kind of sin, and you remind them what the scriptures say, and they say, don't judge me. So we're going to deal with that. Can you judge somebody on that level? What does that mean? What did he nail to the stake? We're going to deal with that in its totality today. All right, verse 15.
15. Having disarmed principalities and powers, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them in it.
Now he says, having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly. So out of all principalities and powers are angels and demons, whatever rank that controls the world. Principality, satanic power in high places. Yehoshua made an end to those things, or he triumphed over them when he died on the stake, because he gave his life for his friend. He became a ransom. So when he became a ransom, all those principalities that was written against you, he pardoned you and he brought you back to the Father. All right? So he took the authority that we gave, or Adam gave, to Satan the devil over us. So he took it back. And now that he took it back, we should have some fruit by faith to show that we belong to the Messiah, and we are going to operate with some fruit, so we won't be one of the branches that will be thrown into the fire. And the true manifestation of of what he did would be in the flesh when he returned. So right now, everything is being done by faith. All right? Read that 15 one more time.
15. Having disarmed principalities and powers, he made a public spectacle of them.
Now, how did he do it in the public? Anybody? He disarmed principalities. How did he do that in the public? Anybody? Think about it.
Speaking the word of Yah to people.
That's one way. Keep coming. Go all the way to the end of his life.
When he died for us.
There you go. When he died. When he died, he took away the authority that Adam gave Satan the devil over you. Because Adam is our father, and whatever the father do reflects on the children. So we inherited sin or iniquity, and when you are in sin and iniquity, the hedge of the Most High leaves off of you, and then what happens to you when there's no hedge? You are open target for Satan the devil. So what he did, he made a public display. He stopped the powers and principalities that was against us. All right, verse 16.
16. So let no one judge you in food or in drink, or regarding a festival or a new moon or Shabbats. 17. Which are a shadow of things to come, but the substance of the Messiah.
Right. So he said, let nobody judge you in these things. So, in other words, in the keeping of all these things is really not what reconciles you back to the Most High. What reconciles you back to the Father is your confession in what Yahushua did. All right? And we're going to deal with, what does it mean, let no man judge you? We're going to deal with judgmental laws. But before we go any further, let's go over to Romans, the 2nd chapter, and we're dealing with judgmental laws. Let no man judge you. What does that mean? Let no man judge you. He overcame principalities and powers. So is Shaul saying that Yahushua has given us power and authority to act a fool? So can we act a fool when we want to and be sinners? We can be sinners whenever we want to because Yahushua died? That's not what he's saying. He's not giving us permission or license to be a sinner. What I say, Romans 2?
Okay.
Romans 2, and pick it up at the first verse.
Romans 2:1. Therefore, you are inexcusable, O man, whoever you are who judge. For in whatever you judge another, you condemn yourself. For you who judge practice the same things. 2.